Chapter 3 Fear and Loving in Las Vegas. As Alex began to win a small measure of fame for his bold free solos, he started to taste the rewards of sponsorship. The first company to pull him on board, through the championing of his climbing buddy Brad Barledge, was Black Diamond, the Utah-based firm that manufactures high-tech climbing gear as well as ski equipment and outdoor apparel. In the years to follow, Alex would win sponsorship from La Sportiva, Cliff Bar, New England Ropes, and, most important, the North Face, whose Dream Team, officially known as the Global Team Athletes, constitutes a roster of stellar rock climbers and mountaineers that is the envy of young aspirants worldwide. In 2014, the Ball Watch Company, whose wristwatches fetch prices upwards of $2,500, ran full-page ads in the New York Times Magazine featuring a photo of Alex standing on Half Dome's Thank God ledge, accompanied by the claim, "With no ropes and no protective gear, there is simply no room for error. That's why a dependable timepiece like Ball Watch is important in an environment with truly adverse conditions." Alex endorsed the product with the pithy phrase, "The watch that rocks," even though he never wears a watch of any kind on his wrist when he climbs. In 2008, Boulder-based Sender Films, founded 9 years earlier by Peter Mortimer as a bare-bones do-it-yourself video company, took notice of Alex. By then, Sender was putting out adventure films that were as well-crafted and authentic as anything of their kind produced in this country or abroad. As Mortimer recalls, "We were hanging out in Yosemite a lot. Alex's solos of the Rostrum and Astroman were on our radar. We always have our ear to the ground, hoping to find the next hot young climber. Then when he soloed Moonlight Buttress, he really got our attention." Mortimer adds, "Everybody else in our business was cranking out films about bouldering and sport climbing. I wasn't so interested in that. What I wanted to film was danger climbing, big walls, big range mountaineering on the cutting edge, and of course free soloing." For a new film titled The Sharp End, Mortimer and partner Nick Rosen enlisted a corps of strong young American rock climbers and set out for the Adrischbach, a massif of steep sandstone towers just inside the Czech Republic near the German border, where it merges with the legendary Elbsandsteingebirge. The sharp end is climbing jargon for going first on the rope, as the leader typically takes all the serious risks. The sharp end is a glorious smorgasbord of wild exploits performed by adventurers in the United States and Europe. The episodes include trad death routes, extremely deficient in protection, in El Dorado Canyon near Boulder, long and sketchy aid climbing routes in Yosemite, alpine ventures on untouched spires in the Shafet Fortress of India, wingsuit base jumping off precipices in Switzerland, and free soloing, though the star in the film is not Alex, but Steph Davis, who solves the 510+ per vertical sanctuary on the Diamond on Colorado's Longs Peak. Alex's role in the film is little more than a cameo appearance, but it dramatically foreshadows the stardom toward which he was headed. In fact, Sender chose for its movie jacket a still photo of Alex leading a desperate-looking pitch. The Adrischbach and Elbsandsteingebirge thrust out of the forest along the river Elbe, southeast of Dresden, in a wild burst of dark gray pinnacles. There, during the first 2 decades of the 20th century, a cadre of hard men whose climbing culture was utterly insulated even from their peers in the Alps put up the most difficult rock routes anywhere in the world. As they did so, they developed a local style bound by ironclad ethics, unlike that of any other scene. Americans and Western Europeans discovered the Dresden arena only in the late 1960s, and when some of the best outsiders ventured there to sample that scene, they were uniformly impressed and intimidated. By 2008, some 40 years later, the purism of the Eastern German and Czech locals still ruled the crags.